Hi, today I'm going to talk about measures of center, the mean versus the median. So when we're looking at the mean, um, we are looking at either a sample or a population. Mainly, we will be looking at samples. So for example, this is a sample of salaries listed here, and the X bar is the symbol we use for a sample, and mu, this Greek letter, we use for a symbol for a population. So anytime you're using your calculator and you're adding up a certain sum, you will always use the X bar for a sample. Now, how do we find the average, the mean? We sum up all our data values and divide by n. We also, as a formula, looks as we have the Greek letter sigma, which is this kind of looks like an E. Capital sigma indicates summation, and so this is adding up all the values. So all our values here, and we divide by our sample size, which in this case is 12. That represents our n. And in this case, the mean is 50.1. All right, to calculate the median, I have shown this before when we are looking at our 5-number summary. So what the first thing you need to do is list your data from least to greatest. Now that's, of course, if you're doing it by hand. If you're entering your data into a calculator, your calculator will automatically calculate the median for you. So after you list from least to greatest, you basically cross out one from each end until you reach the middle values. Now, because we have an even amount, our n is even, then you will always have two middle values. When you have two middle values, you will take the average of the two. So in this case, our median is the average of the two, which is 34.5. So calculating from this list, our mean is 50.1 and our median is 34.5. Now the question is, which would be a better measure of center when we're talking about salaries? So for example, the boss is trying to hire you to work at their company. She says our typical salary is $50,000, 100. Is this misleading? Why or why not? So you can pause the video and think about it. So basically, if you're looking at salaries, anytime you have high-end salaries, that's going to take your mean, and you can see it, much higher than the median. The mean here is $50,000. And if you look at the list of salaries, actually, there's only 2 people making above $50,000. The median is a better measure of center. Anytime your data is skewed right or left, you want to always use the median, and I will make a separate video for that as well. So if you wanted to answer this question, then obviously it would be misleading to use the mean for salaries. You would always want to use the median, because the median is always the number in the middle. All right, how would we find the median in a histogram? So if you look at the histogram, the first thing I would look at are the frequency values. So if you look at the frequency, that represents counts. So each bin, you can see how many of your data are in each bin. So for example, the first one will have 2, the second one will have 3, the third one will have 5. The first thing you want to do to locate the middle is count up your frequencies. So as I was saying before, this bin has 2, this has 3. You look at the vertical axis. This has 5, 7, 9, 9, 8, 7, 5. Then what you want to do is you want to take your sample size, which is this case 55. So we added up all the numbers here. That means we have 55 scores. you want to know which is the score in the middle. So the easiest is to just add 1. So 55 plus 1, anytime it's odd, just add 1 and divide by 2. And if it's even, just divide by 2. So 55 plus 1 is 56, and 56 divided by 2 is 28. So let's go ahead and find the 28th item. What you want to do is, starting from the lowest point, at 2, you're going to count till you get to your 28th item. So this is the 2nd, the 5th, the 10th, the 17th, the 26th, and here is our 35th right here. But 28 is inside this bin, because after here 26, the 28th item will be in this bin. So what you want to do is you want to then say that our median is somewhere between 24 and 27. In other words, an ACT score between 24 or 27 and 27 consists of the median. Now be careful not to go to a score of 26 when you're counting this up. You want to go to the 28th item right here. So the median's ACT score is between 24 and 27. Now, of course, unless we see the data, we actually don't know what the median score is. We can just say that it's between 24 and 27.